learning.
It's starting on Monday.
So, hello again, welcome guys to another video for Edge Note Wargaming. We're just trying out a Middle-earth SPG scenario today at 450 points for an upcoming tournament. The armies that we're going to see today are Harad and Umbar, which I'll go through in a second. And my opponent has got Grey Company, which is all heroes, so hopefully it'll be quite interesting for you guys. And we'll go through that as and when now. So, 450 points of Harad and Umbar. We have Dalamir leading 10 Black Numenorians. We have Suladan, who's the army general, and he's leading 6 warriors with bows and spears, 3 normal spears, 2 raiders with bows, 4 fat guys, so Abercrombie Guard, and 1 Serpent Guard on foot with the spear that he comes with. And then my colleague, opponent Paul. Hello, mate.
How are we doing?
Yeah, not bad. You've got your all hero list here, as you can see. Minimalised model count, which is always good to see in a small battle report. Which is Aragorn, Harad, Legolas, and Gimli. And you're quite new to this, so we're teaching you up as we go along. But you're enjoying it so far.
Yeah, it's been good so far. We'll see how we get on, and hopefully another victory.
Fantastic. And for you guys, here's the battlefield. So we're playing a bit of an ice-themed, almost like an Escaliafuruin kind of base. The scenario we're playing, which the first one we roll were contested champions, which was going to be very quick and horrendous for you guys to watch Aragorn get, slaughter Suladan in combat, and then it lasts about 1 turn. So we've decided to re-roll, and we've ended up with command the battlefield. So it makes it a bit more challenging for both. The scenario is scenario 13 from the rulebook. The idea is that you would get more victory points for each table quarter that you score at the end of the game. So if there's no models in that area, just yours, you score 2 victory points. If there's, say, a model that's contesting one area, then you score 1 victory point for who has the most in there. Then you get leader kill and break on top of that. So I'm a 30 model count, so 16 will break me, and your 4 model count, which means 3 needs to die before you break, which again, it's going to be very hard work. But we'll get set up and then we'll come back to you in turn 1. So here we have set up, guys. Paul won the roll off. He's deployed first. Luckily he chooses north or south. He's gone for in the corner of the ruins there. I rolled a 3, so he chose to put me east or west with Suladan's warband 6 inches from the corner. And then the next warband was Dalamir's, who rolled himself for a 6, and he's come on just in the centre. That's how exciting it gets on turn 1. We might have some shooting going on. You moved full with Legolas, didn't you?
Yeah, and Harad, so no shooting
So
from me.
if we get an eagle eye view, we might have some in the way shots over at Legolas, but you will have some obscurity of the ruins in some shape, way, or form. Let's just double check range. So the riders are well within range, that's 24. Everything else will be at range. So they will have shots, but they will be hitting you on 5s. So if we do the 2... Oh, do you have any elven cloaks on them or not?
No.
Oh, thank God. So no elven cloaks, so don't get stalk and see. So 2 raiders hitting on 5+. We go for nothing. And then there should be a total of 6 normal Haradrim. Hitting you on 5s because we've moved, so we're getting a penalty of -1. We've got 3 hits. We now have an in the way test for the ruins on the 4+. 1 goes through. Strength 2 bow versus your defense of 5. You've got armor, haven't you? Mm-hmm. So 6+. Rerolling 1s. Nope. No wounds. And Dalamir's frame weapons well out of range. And Suladan isn't equipped with a bow. So that's the end of shoot phase. There's no combat, and we'll turn up after round 2. So here we are back, turn 2, movement phase. Aragorn, obviously with his obscene amount of might, he's decided to do a heroic march. The heroic march has brought him and Harad just around here, just kind of come and get stuck in. Legolas decided not to participate in the march and just moved up forwards. so he can still get some shots off. And Gimli at the back has decided to go on a one-man mission around the board on his own. From a Haradrim point of view, the bowmen haven't moved. The raiders have decided that they're going to use their horses more than their bows and trot off in the opposite direction. And then over on this flank, we've decided to split up the Numenorians to go and contest some other areas of the board for the scenario. And then Dalamir, in true Dalamir form, has decided to hide behind ruins so he can use his stalk unseen so he can't get shot by Legolas. So hopefully that works, but we'll see what happens when we get into the combat phase. First off, we have some shots. So I have priority. You're not calling any heroics? No heroic accuracy or anything like that?
No.
Cool. So we have 6 normal bow shots. I think we go for Arif Halbarad while he's at the front. I mean, he's the weak link. You will have him in the way. He's defense 5 though, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we'll have a go. 6 shots into Halbarad. We've been in the way of the ruins. We're hitting him on 4s this time. We hit with 3. Strength 2 bow versus your defense 5. 6 is to wound with 1s.
In the way.
Oh, in the way, of course. There you go. That's better for you. 1 hit. 6 is to wound, rerolling 1s. Reroll the 1 for the poison. Oh, so close on a 5. But no wound there. The raiders have moved too far. The throwing weapon is out of range. So your shots.
So Legolas will go 3 shots at the raiders.
Yep, so in the way for the ruins as well, I would assume, yeah. He's
moved
hit on,
halved, so he's only hit
so it's
twice.
4, 5 and 3, yeah.
1 goes through the ruins.
1 goes through.
Hits the horse. Kills
Dead
the
horse. And then Foam Rider. 5, he stands up. Excellent. Okay, so after turn 2 shooting, we've got 1 dead horse and nothing else really too exciting from that point of view. There's no combats, so we go straight back into priority for turn 3. 3. 1. It goes to Grey Company, and we'll return after the movement phase. Turn 3 movement. From the Grey Company point of view, Arathorn and Aragorn have charged as far forward as they can, moving 6. Legolas has moved out 3 to ping some shots, and Gimli is somewhere. Oh, he's behind the ruins. He's slowly moving over onto that side of the board.
Do you want to start that game sheet called Halbrad Arathon?
Ah, okay. It doesn't matter. It's
I don't know if you wanted to start the clip again.
Halbarad and Aragorn in the same list, charging forwards. And then we've got no movement from the bows because try and get a firing squad. As effective as it's been so far, not very. Over here we've kind of shimmied up to try and get a bit of a channel on Aragorn and Halbrad. It's because they were in the same list in Arnor, that's why I'm getting confused. The rider has decided to trot over here before he gets pinged by Legolas. And then we've got some movement of the Black Numenorians onto this side of the board to try and contest some table quarters. So the only benefits we have are trying to play the scenario and not get slaughtered by mighty heroes. You want priority, so it's your shooting first.
Yeah, so
You've got Legolas's 3 shots.
So he, again, if he's in range...
Or auto hit.
If he's in range, he's going to go for the raider again, to stop him capturing.
I thought he might. Yeah.
Capturing corners of tables. So no.
Fantastic. 3-3-2, and he moved 3 inches. So he would hit on 4s. Luckily, his missed. Over here, we're going to ping. I think we do 2 at a time. We've got 7 shots, and we'll go for Halbarad in the open now. So 4s plus to hit him. We hit once. 6 plus, and then re-rolling 1s from poison. Nope. Next 2. 1 hits. Roll to wound. Re-roll for poison. Nope. Next 2. Nope. And final shot. Hits in the way. Oh, to wound even. 1 is poison. Wound.
Take
Fate save. On a 2. Any mites?
2 mites to you. No, he'll take the wound.
Takes the wound. Okay, so we have the first wound on the Grey Company. which is all good news. And there's no combat, so we come on for priority. A 4 to a 2, it goes to Harad and Umbar, and we'll come back after the movement phase. So turn 4 movement, what we've done with the Harad and the Umbar is we've kind of set up a nice 90-degree angle for them to choose which side to flank on. We didn't move the heroes. The only one that would have been in charge range was Suladan, but it wasn't going to commit him on his own against Aragorn and Halbrand because that would have been suicide. So Dalamir's decided to stay still so he can throw a weapon without penalty, and then the other bowmen have decided to stay still as well. So that makes it interesting on this side of the board. On this side of the board, we've got movement all over, so just trying to disperse them up so we can go and contest some areas of the board. And then Legolas and Gimli have decided to do the same thing. So it kind of spreads out that they're not fighting all together. No heroics have been called so far. We're going to move to shooting phase. I've got the first shots. So Halbrand has taken a wound, but Paul has done the sensible thing of protecting him with Aragorn, putting him in the way, so hopefully he can negate some of the damage if there is any. So we're going to do the in the way shots of all of them into Halbrand with the bows. So 7 shots in on 4+ because we haven't moved. Uh, 4+ to hit. Slightly better, it's 3 hits. This time just in the way of Aragorn. 2 hit Aragorn. Aragorn defense 6, 6 is re-rolling once for nothing. And then 1 on Halbrand, and 6 to kill him. Oh, it flashed it as well, damn. That didn't work. And then we've got 1 throwing weapon from Dalamir, who will throw at Halbrand. And he's pretty clear to me from that angle.
Yeah, I think so.
Just his cloak slightly is obscured, but that's still a relatively clear shot. So without the penalty of moving, we're hitting on a 3+. And he rolls a 1. Fantastic. This rider's moved too far. We move over to your shoot.
So Legolas is going to do his selective shot on Suladan's.
1 shot on Suladan's horse.
Yeah.
Yeah. 2+. He gets it. On a 5, it kills my horse.
Oh.
Any might points?
No.
Don't waste all 3 on that.
No. Not on a horse.
Maybe not. Not just yet. Maybe when he's in combat.
That's it.
Cool. Okay, so moving on to combat phase. We haven't got any combat. It's priority for turn 5. 1.
Nice, just 1.
1. It's alright because you win it. And we come back after turn 1. So after the movement phase, we've got some charges going on. Aragorn over here has decided to bravely go and charge Suladan, which means I don't get the cavalry bonus, but I think I need to save the might. I didn't want to counter any sort of movement shenanigans. He also charged Dalamir, so he would be now fighting Dalamir one-on-one, and I keep saying Aragorn. Halbrand is fighting Suladan as one-on-one. And then what's happened is the rest of the troops have wrapped around and tried to get traps off on them. Shooting wise, there isn't much in the grand scheme of shooting. I don't want to risk shooting into combat just yet. And Legolas has been tagged in the centre by Black Númenórean and a spear supporting Serpent Guard. Gimli's decided to continue his track across the board, and the Númenórean's trying to make him have second choices about which direction to go. As well as the other troops are moving to secure that objective on that hand side. We'll go straight into the combat phase. I believe there probably will be heroic scored because I will strike with... Do I strike or do I defense? That's the hard thing. So Dalamir versus Aragorn. I think I will try a strike the first time. It might be the first and last time. So I'll strike with Dalamir. It is your priority anyway, so you're going to do any heroic action with Halbrand. We're both 5-5 at this moment in time.
I'll save his for now.
So I'm going to elect not to use mine either, just because I'm going to need it for later on. So we'd still fight a 5-5 versus 5-5 battle there. And it is your priority, so you choose which combat you want to go to first.
I'm going to go Legolas first.
Yeah. Any heroics from him either? Just we didn't ask.
No, I think...
He's just going to fight normally, yeah?
Yeah, I think the only heroic will maybe be Aragorn, but we'll come to that.
Legolas versus a Black Númenórean and a Serpent Guard.
Yeah.
No special strikes from me. You've got a 4 highest, yeah?
Yeah.
You win because I've only got a 3. And it's 5s to wound, and you've rolled a 5 and a 1. That's 1 dead Black Númenórean. Okay.
Good start.
And then Harad, or do you want to do Aragorn? Although is Aragorn a banner of some sorts to you or not?
I'm not sure if he is in terms of Harad's rules.
I don't think he is.
Not in the Legendary Legion sense, but he might.
No,
be.
he won't be in the.
I don't know if it's a Halbrad special rule.
No, it's not. Harad only has his own banner for a special rule.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it wouldn't give me a bonus.
So we'll...
It's the Army of the Dead E is a bonus to...
Yeah. I'll go with Halbrad first.
So Harad, 2 attacks versus Suladan, and he's in there as well, isn't he?
Yeah.
So 2 Black Númenóreans, 1 Spearman, 1 dual wielding Watcher Arcana. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5 dice plus Suladan.
I'll take the bar, double 6s.
6s? Right. So the red will be Suladan. We need a 6 to draw. There's a couple of 6s. So it goes to a 50-50 roll off, and you have the roll off. I don't believe I have an Elven Blade. It goes to evil on a 1. It's going to hurt for Harad.
I'll take him away now.
Yeah. So let's do the double strikes from the Watcher of Kana, needing 5s. 1 wound because they no longer have poison.
And that's him dead.
Oh, there you go. Good start. If only the rest of them go down as fragile as that. And then Aragorn, the absolute monster that he is. We did do a strike there. So Dalamir versus Aragorn, who used his 3 might point, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, so your strike would go up to fight 10, or a 5. And mine, not fight 10, fight 7. Do you want to roll a 6? He's rolled triple 3. It's a good shout. We've got 3 attacks from Dalamir. We've got 2 fat guys who have the 2-handed and burly weapon special rule, so they'll be fighting with those weapons. We've got 2 spear supports, so 4 normal dice plus 3 from my hero. The blue dice are the fat guys, and the black dice is the spear. And we need to beat a 3 for you to force might. And we got a 6 from a plucky spearman. Do you want to blow all of your might to win the combat? You have got 3 fate and 3 wounds, but it's your call.
You only live once. He's blown all his mights too.
Oh dear. I mean, luckily he gets 1 free a turn, but Aragorn is now completely out of might. So you win the combat. Who are you going to strike?
I think we're going to go against Dalamir.
Sure thing. Dalamir is only defense 4, but you've got Andrew anyway, so it's 4s. You've done 1 wound with no might. Congratulations. I've got 3 fate points.
Yeah.
First fate point is failed. Second fate point is 3. The question is, does he use his last might point to try and avoid that? It's a tough one. I'm going to have to. So I will use his might point to... Although you've only got 1 left per turn. But Suladan's still got all 3, so it's a difficult one because it gives you victory points for wounding my leader, unless I use my last fate point. I'll just use the might point. So he'll be out. So Dalamir out of might points, Aragorn out of might points, and Halbrand dead, which is a pretty big turn.
Fate points as well.
And we've got no other combats to go.
No.
Cool. So we move on to the next turn with priority 2 and a 6, and we'll come back after the movement phase. So after the movement phase, what's happened is Aragon's decided to keep his 1.3 point of might per turn for the inevitable strike against the heroes in the combat phase. So we've charged in everything we could, which has ended up being Dalamir, Suladan, 1 2 sword wielding Watcher of Kana, 2 Abrakan Vard, and 2 free spearmen into combat against Aragorn. So hopefully we can win there and kill him off. Legolas has been pinned by 3 Dodes, tried to trap him, and Gimli's decided to move 5 inches towards the closest target and then throw a weapon, which we're doing the shoot phase now. On this side of things have just moved up the board, and kind of to skew your objective, we've got 2 over this side out of the way, we've got 3 over that side, and we've got 2 pinned in the corner here to try and prevent victory points from being lost. So you've got 1 axe throw with Gimli on a Black Numenorean.
Are you doing any shooting yourself?
Good point, it's my shoot phase, isn't it? I think I've only got 1 real shot with that rider over there on Gimli. He's hitting you on a 5+ because he's moved up 5 inches. He hits you. He needs a 6 by a 5 because you're strength defense 8. No. And no 1 to reroll. And then it's your throwing axe.
Yeah, I'm just looking at that. Seeing if his +1 to wound can with his throwing axe as well, because Legolas is killed. But it doesn't.
It's in combat, isn't it? Yeah, so you've hit on a 5, and you need a 6 to win. No. Cool. Into combat, I will be calling heroic strike with Suladan with his first point of might. I'm assuming you will counter with Aragorn.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we roll to set the bar on the strikes. 6 is big. Need a 5. No. Again, up to fight 7. Do you get a 6 with your strikes? You get a 4.
Is that cocked?
If it's cocked, you roll it. Fine by me. So 4 highest. So if we roll, so we've got the 2-handed burly guys in red. We've got 2 from the Watcher. We've got 3 then normal spear. So if we do normal strikes, needing to be a 4, they do on a 5. So that makes us win the combat because you've got no might points.
Yeah.
This is the first round of strikes from the normal guys. Reds are the 2-handed burly, so they would be wounding you on 5s down to 4s. And then the poison weapons would be just the spears, which are in green. So we're re-rolling 1s, needing 6s. So we've got 2 wounds off the cuff there. Green bomb poison, no wound. A lot of 5s, but you are defense 6 because of your armour. And then it's that again, because you're trapped. And you'd also be knocked prone from the charge of Suladan. So 4s would wound with the fat guys, 6s would wound there, that's no wound from that. So you currently got 4 wounds. Do you want to do your fate saves now?
Yeah. 1 fate save.
115. So you saved 1, yeah?
Yeah, so 3 wounds, so he's dead.
3 wounds from normal dudes. So that doesn't usually happen often, so I'm glad we got that on camera. Aragorn's just been killed by normal troops in combat, but the Abrakan Guard have really kind of punched a hole in his armour, which is great news for me. But yeah, luckily that's the army general. So as hard as I thought it might be killing all 3 of your models, we've killed 2 so far. So 1 more and you would break. So we can move over to Legolas. Legolas rolls a 5 highest against 3 normal dudes.
3 highest.
3 highest?
Yeah, it was 2 double 3s.
So Watcher of Kana has 2 attacks and then 2 other attacks from the other guys. The green, let's go for the black dice, will be a Black Numenorean. We get a 6. Might or no? What did you roll? A 3?
Yeah.
You'd need to blow all 3 of your might to get a 6 to win.
No.
You have got 2 wounds and 3 fate. You might survive.
I'll leave it for now.
You might survive. We shall see. Right, so first strikes will come from the Watcher of Kana. So it's 2 strikes double to 4, needing 5s to wound you. Oh look, nothing. So that's a great there. 2 from a Black Numenorian, needing the same. I don't believe they get Backstabber from the actual army bonus because they don't have Corsair in their actual profile. So that's 1 wound so far. And then we've got 2 from the Serpent Guard, who has the poison rule. He needs 5 rerolling 1s. 2 wins in total. So fates, 2 fate, 1 passed. You've got 1 left. So he's used all his fate, but he's negated all the wounds, and I would separate here. And then it goes to priority, turn 6. One.
Oh, there we go.
Oh god. At this point, I don't mind. You can do what you want.
I bet you don't.
So pause 1, priority, turn 6, and we'll come back after the movement phase. So wrap up after movement. Gimli charged into a Black Numenorian, passed his courage test through a weapon. But unfortunately he did not roll to wound, which is unfortunate. Legolas then went to go and help Gimli, and he's then been mugged by 2 guys. So we've got Gimli fighting 2 at the back, and then Legolas fighting 2 at the front. These guys, yeah, you should be able to take that. These guys, after ambitiously killing off Harad and Aragorn, have decided to move forwards, so including Soladan still on his horse somehow. In the corner, we still stayed to claim that objective. Over here, we've got the rider going around to whip around the back to contest their corner. 2 over there is holding that line there out of 12 in the middle, and then 2 just still chilling over that. I'm not going to shoot into combat because I can't see the point at this point, moment in time. So we're going to the combat phase. You've still got priority, so Gimli or Legolas?
Legolas, and he's going to call her combat.
Wow, okay. So you're down to how many might?
I don't think he's used any yet.
So he's down to 2 might points.
Yeah.
Okay, so Legolas needs to kill both of these to move on. We've got 2 dice from the black, from the Watcher.
Standard of a lovely 3.
3 highest, guys. So we get a nice zoom in for that. That's excellent news for me. Let's see if I can roll higher than the 3. We do want a 5, so you can blow your extra 2 might points if we really want to.
Yeah, I'm going to do it.
Yeah, so Legolas is now out of might points. Legolas then rolls to wound. Do you want to do 1 on each?
Yeah.
So I suggest you do them separately, because 1 you'd wound on a 4,
Yeah.
the other you'd wound on a 5.
So, Watcher.
Watcher dies.
Black Numenorian.
Black Numenorian lives. So luckily that means that you won't move on, and your might points are gone. But at least Legolas hasn't died in a turn.
At least I've killed something more than just one Black Numenorian.
Yeah. And then Gimli versus 2. Gimli gets to fight. He has 3 attacks if he wishes to choose to fight with 2. I suggest you do,
Yeah. Go on.
because you'll get the bonus +1 to wound anyway, because
Yeah.
you've killed less. Sorry, I'm zoomed in too far. So you've got a 5, 2, 2, and I've got 2 dice needing a 6. There's a 6. A might point from yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Down to
2.
2 might left. Gimli wins the combat. So Gimli would need 4s down to 3s against the Serpent Guard, and then 5s down to 4s on the Black Numenorian.
So it's on the Serpent Guard. Only kills him.
Yeah, and then 4 on a Black
Double on
Numenorian.
him because he's trapped.
The doorway still counts as a doorway,
does it?
so you can back through that.
No.
No. Cool. Yeah, so for the Asciliaphrin, the FAQ states that the hatches and the doors would accommodate infantry. The bigger areas on these, just for future videos, do accommodate a cavalry base, although they don't physically do. But that's rules. So not too bad there. We're moving on to turn 7. You are broken after 1 more kill, and I'm nowhere near broken, so good news. And we'll come back after turn 7 priority. So after priority, ball 1, and he's charged into combat. Gimli did fail a courage test to charge 2 Black Numenorians. He's kind of buried at the back there, but he used the will point to get into combat. Legolas also got stuck into 2 Black Numenorians, but he did pass his courage test. Soladan's then countercharged into Legolas, and then 1 fat Aberkan the guard has gone around the side with a spearman to try and trap Legolas. So we've got 2 main combats going on here. Again, movement around the board just to stay on objectives, and no shooting as of yet, just at the moment. So it goes to combat. Any heroics from yourself? Do you have much might points left? Is the question.
Gimli's going to heroic combat.
Yes. I thought that might come. I can't do much about that. I think it's a sensible option. 4.
Lovely high 4.
That's good news for me. So Gimli is fighting, if we can get a nice little idea of what's going on the backfield here. Gimli is fighting 2 Black Numenorians. He would have to kill 2, but he could come in and tag Suladan, who should have struck, but I completely forgot, which is my own fault. So 2 Black Numenorians. I think I will shield. So give me 6 dice. It gives me a 6 at least.
He's only got 1.
He's only got 1 might, so that stops him from doing anything nasty. Cool, and then it's Suladan versus Legolas with 4 additional guys. And he gets a 5, which is
a bit more respectable.
Yeah, so I've got 2 Black Numenorians, 4 highest so far. A spear sport gets a 6.
I've got no might point left.
You've got no might, which is good news. So Aberkan Guard, giving you trapped bonus because you've just been knocked by cavalry, and you're trapped in general. Aberkan Guard needed 5s down to 4s. That's 1 wound. The spear supporting Haradrim, needing 5s, rerolling 1s, gives you another wound, which puts you out, doesn't it? Because you've got no fate left, do you?
He hasn't taken any of his
Oh,
fate.
okay.
So
you just need to save 2.
was it just 2, was it?
Yeah, so
okay. Well,
you
3.
rolled enough anyway, didn't you? 6,
Yeah.
4, 4. So you're probably going to take another wound in a minute.
Yeah.
Let's roll that.
So he's got 1.
Yeah, and then we got 2 Black Numenorians, which is 4 dice, needing 5s to wound you. Nothing in that. No. And then Suladan's 4 8 strikes, so needing 5s, re-rolling 1s because of poison. There's 2 wounds there, so Suladan will kill him.
Yeah.
And that's Legolas down, which breaks you and puts you at Gimli. Gimli versus
Come
the
on,
world.
Gimli.
Excellent. So priority for turn 8, a 2, a 4. We finally get priority. You have how many might left?
1.
1 left. Any heroics? Probably keep it for the strike.
Yeah, I'm thinking more. If you charge me, then I don't have to take the courage test.
Yeah. Well, we'll come back after the discussion and on to turn 8. Right, so Harad and Umbar have taken the priority initiative and they've charged in on Gimli. We've got all the heroes we can in there, so Suladan, Dalamir, and then try to trap him with Black Numenorians and 1 for Aberkan Guard and some Spear Sport. You're at 25% this turn, so the game would end at the end of this round, so we'll just play out the final combat. Goes to... Oh, we should strike, obviously.
Yeah.
So striking with Suladan, and you are going to use your final point of might to counter. My strike goes up to a fight 7. I don't know what it is with this game today. You go up to 10.
That's the only thing I roll well.
And then you roll your dice. A 3-1-1. Fantastic. So that's good news for me. I just need to beat that. So 4 charging dice from Suladan gets it on a 5. And if we do Suladan... Oh, let's do the normal strikes first, because I'm going to need to use the might at the end of it to try and kill you off. So we've got 2 Black Numenorians, so that's 4 dice, needing 6s on you. 6s by 4s, because you're defense 8. For nothing. You forget how tough Gimli is. You've got 3 poison spears, so that would double to 6 strikes. Needing 6s by 4s, rerolling 1s on either. So 1 6. No. So tough. The heroes are slightly better. Oh, we've got an Aberkan Guard. He might be able to do it. He's 6s down to 5s because he's strength 4 and he's burly. He does 1 wound.
I'll take the 1 fate now.
Yes.
I'll take the other one.
On a 2.
No.
On a 2. Takes a wound. Dalamir would be a 6 strength 4, but he re-rolls with Bane of Kings. Dalamir murders, because he'd re-roll those as well. And Dalamir does 3 wounds on his own.
Goodbye, Gimli.
And Dear Sweet Gimli is dead. And unfortunately for All Hero, that didn't work out so well, although it did start off initially quite a scary matchup. But yeah, what was your thoughts of using All Hero in that game there, Paul?
I've killed as many models as you have.
You've killed 4 models, well done.
Yeah, and even one of them's just the horse. So,
yeah, that's true.
So
you got unfortunate.
Yeah, the dice is.
I think given that the one that we rolled beforehand, you said, oh, you know what, I want to play a different one. Contest of Champions would be an auto win for you. A lot of it comes down to the scenario matchup, I find, in these sorts of games with All Heroes. You did play it well to the point of you had to try and claim objectives off of me, but the strength is in your numbers because of the amount of might that you have and things. But it's a good game. I'd say a lot quicker than we'd expected, but it's nice to actually get some games on the table. And we're going to play some more practice games, and hopefully we'll get more videos up in the future for you guys. And again, please like, share and subscribe. Drop any comments of what you'd like to see below, and we'll try and get some more up in the future. All the best. Bye bye.